Leclerc is upset with Ferrari as new race data has been revealed. Red Bull has given up on the championship, and Toto reveals contract talks with George. Let's get into the latest F1 news. In recent news, Charles Leclerc made headlines when he backtracked on his fiery criticism of the Ferrari team during a tense moment on the radio. Initially, Leclerc, frustrated by his performance in Hungary, pointed fingers at the team for not heeding his suggestions regarding a car issue. However, the true culprit behind his struggles was revealed to be a problem with the chassis, not something the team could have corrected. Leclerc, who started the race from pole position for the 27th time in his career, has unfortunately struggled to convert pole into victory in many of those instances. Early in the race, everything seemed to be going his way. He led the pack and looked set to secure a strong finish. That momentum, however, came to a screeching halt during his second stint as he experienced a significant drop in pace. His frustrations boiled over on the radio. "This is so incredibly frustrating," he exclaimed, his voice filled with palpable anger. "We've lost all competitiveness. You just have to listen to me. I would have found a different way of managing those issues." As the race continued, his frustration turned into despair. "Now it's just undrivable. Undrivable. It's a miracle if we finish on the podium," he added. As fate would have it, Leclerc's fears became a reality. He lost his competitive edge and eventually fell behind George Russell. To compound matters, he faced a 5-second penalty for erratic driving. But once the race concluded and he was back on solid ground, Leclerc took a moment to reflect and clarify his earlier comments. He learned from the team that the issue plaguing his performance was indeed a chassis problem, completely beyond their control. "I need to take back the words I've said on the radio," Leclerc confessed, "because I thought that it was coming from one thing. But then I got a lot more details since I got out of the car, and it was actually an issue coming from the chassis and nothing that we could have done differently." The realization struck him hard, especially after feeling the grip problems worsen lap after lap, with the car eventually becoming undrivable. As we reflect on Leclerc's turbulent race, the lessons in communication and understanding with the team become clear. Frustrations are a common theme in a sport where split-second decisions can lead to drastic outcomes. The complexities involved in racing make it a sport full of high hopes and sometimes disheartening realities. With each race, drivers learn not only about their cars, but also the importance of working closely with their teams to navigate those challenging moments. Now, looking ahead, fans and experts alike are eager to see how Leclerc and Ferrari will rebound from this experience in future races. Will they find ways to improve the car and build a more cohesive strategy? One thing's for sure, the drama of motorsport continues to captivate us, reminding us of the fine line between victory and defeat. As the Hungarian Grand Prix unfolded, Charles Leclerc voiced his disappointment, reiterating that the weekend presented a crucial opportunity to secure a win. Reflecting on his performance, he pointed out that the initial stints of the race went perfectly. However, a serious issue arose during the final stint, leading to what he described as a disaster. When asked about communication during the race regarding the problems, Leclerc noted that the cause wasn't immediately clear from the data, suggesting that if it had been, the team would have informed him. His position dropped significantly, ending the race in 4th place, a staggering 42 seconds behind the winner, Lando Norris. In the midst of the race, George Russell was notably vocal on the radio, advocating for Leclerc to face penalties. This tension added another layer to the competition, highlighting the intense rivalries within the grid. Oscar Piastri chimed in, revealing that there were limited opportunities for overtaking during the race. With just 2 viable spots to attempt a pass, Piastri's admission illustrated how challenging the race was for drivers hoping to improve their positions. Amid discussions about Leclerc's race strategy, concerns arose about Lewis Hamilton's challenge with the Ferrari driver. Hamilton's warning about Leclerc's potential resurgence signaled the heightened stakes within the sport, as the dynamics between drivers continue to evolve. Moreover, Leclerc's unexpected pole position during qualifying caught many off guard. Analysis revealed that telemetry data from both Leclerc's and Piastri's vehicles played a crucial role. showcasing how strategies come into play from the very start of the race weekend. With a thrilling and unpredictable season, fans are eager to see how these rivalries and driver performances evolve. The Hungarian Grand Prix is just another chapter in the ongoing saga of Formula One, a sport where every second counts and every race tells a story. Stay tuned for the next race, and let's see how these narratives unfold on the track. In a dramatic twist in the ongoing rivalry between Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton, the FIA has made a crucial announcement. Following an investigation triggered by an incident at the Hungarian Grand Prix, it's been determined that Verstappen will face no further action. This decision comes after Hamilton, surprisingly, chose to waive his right to attend the post-race hearing in Budapest. Many fans were anticipating more drama as the two racing titans clashed on the track, but it seems that the FIA stewards saw the incident differently. Let's break down what happened during the race. At the halfway mark of the Hungarian Grand Prix, Verstappen made a bold maneuver, overtaking Hamilton for 11th place at turn 4. In that moment, Hamilton found himself forced to take to the runoff area as the two cars came dangerously close. The tension in the air was palpable, and it didn't take long for race control to take notice, quickly announcing that Verstappen was under investigation for the move. Telemetry data from the race later revealed just how tight the situation was between the two drivers. There were discussions regarding the borderline nature of Verstappen's overtaking attempt and whether it constituted forcing Hamilton off the track. The FIA's investigation was set to take place post-race, allowing both drivers and representatives from Red Bull and Ferrari to explain their sides of the story. However, Hamilton's absence from the hearing raised eyebrows. Reports confirmed that he had opted not to attend after waiving his right to do so. Following the meeting, the FIA stewards released their verdict. They ultimately decided that Verstappen's actions did not amount to forcing Hamilton off the track, despite the aggressive nature of his maneuver. According to the stewards, they had thoroughly reviewed evidence from both drivers as well as video footage. During the hearing, Verstappen explained that he had gained momentum thanks to fresher tires coming out of turn 3, which strategically allowed him to make an inside move into turn 4. He defended his actions by stating that he was fully in control of his car and could have left space for Hamilton had he remained on track. The stewards found it pivotal that Hamilton's team confirmed no contact occurred between the two cars, indicating that Hamilton chose not to stay on the track during the incident. As we look back on this moment, it becomes clear that the rivalry between Verstappen and Hamilton continues to evolve. The FIA's concluding decision leaves fans to ponder the intricacies of racing regulations and what constitutes a foul on track. With the championship race heating up, this incident is just one chapter in a larger story filled with fierce competition and nail-biting moments. Stay tuned for more updates on the championship saga. In the aftermath of a controversial incident involving Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton during the Hungarian Grand Prix, emotions were running high. The stewards have concluded that there was no contact and deemed the overtaking attempt by Verstappen as not qualifying for forcing another car off track. As the dust settled, Verstappen's Red Bull team wasted no time in taking to social media to express their view. They tweeted, "Lap 30, Max scares Lewis off the road at turn 4 and is up to P11," accompanied by an applause emoji, showcasing their excitement. Both drivers faced challenges that weekend, with Verstappen's difficulties stemming from a lackluster qualifying performance, resulting in an 8th place start. He even threw a towel from his car during practice, drawing scrutiny. Meanwhile, Hamilton struggled too, failing to reach Q3 for the 3rd consecutive qualifying session. After qualifying 12th, he was hard on himself, calling his performance useless, and even suggesting that perhaps Ferrari should consider replacing him, as his teammate Charles Leclerc secured pole position. The recent tension between these fierce competitors highlights the unpredictable nature of Formula One. Once allies in a thrilling title battle that culminated in a polarizing 2021 season, the rivalry has become a source of intrigue as both drivers navigate personal and professional challenges. In the Hungarian GP race itself, Lando Norris emerged victorious, with Oscar Piastri and George Russell rounding out the podium. Interestingly, Liam Lawson recorded a notable achievement by finishing ahead of Verstappen for the first time in his career, signaling a shift in the competitive landscape of F1. Despite the ups and downs, Lewis Hamilton remains optimistic, sharing that while there's a lot going on in the background, his passion for racing has not waned. As the season continues to unfold, fans can expect more dramatic moments and unexpected results. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the championship race, exploring the highs and lows that define this exhilarating sport. Red Bull Racing has had quite a turbulent season, and as we approach the summer break, the mood isn't great. Max Verstappen, who is 97 points off the World Championship lead, has had a particularly tough time lately. After finishing 9th in the Hungarian Grand Prix, fans and analysts alike are left to wonder, what's next for the reigning champion? Helmut Marko, the senior advisor at Red Bull, has made a bold declaration. A title challenge this year is impossible. With McLaren dominating the season and achieving their 7th 1-2 finish, it appears that the competition has left Red Bull trailing significantly behind. Verstappen's latest performance marks only the second time in 65 races that he has crossed the finish line outside the top 6. Definitely not where the team expected to be. Looking closely at the Hungarian Grand Prix, Lando Norris led the charge, closing the gap in the drivers' standings to just 9 points behind his teammate Oscar Piastri. Notably, the gap between McLaren and Red Bull has widened, with McLaren gathering double the points of any other team. The stark difference in team performance is evident, and it's something Marko candidly acknowledges. When asked about Red Bull's title prospects in the wake of these challenges, he firmly stated, "It's impossible, clearly." This admission reflects the reality of their current standings, especially as Verstappen grapples with a car that seems outpaced this season. In an era where dominance had become synonymous with Red Bull, their recent struggles showcase a significant shift in the competitive landscape of Formula One. Unpacking the Hungarian GP further, it's clear that Red Bull faced an uphill battle. Marko remarked on the team's performance as inferior, noting that their choice to execute a single pit stop might have been a miscalculation. With overtaking proving to be particularly challenging at the Hungaroring, their strategy didn't pay off this time around. With the season still young, but the championship race looking virtually out of reach, the team's focus will have to shift. They'll need to regroup and refine their approach if they want any shot at remaining competitive as the season progresses. For Verstappen and Red Bull, the time to rethink strategies is now, if they hope to reclaim their position among the elite in the fast-paced world of Formula One. So, what's next for the team heading into the summer break? Only time will tell as they look to bounce back and perhaps plan for a more promising future in the 2025 season. As the dust settles from the race, Helmut Marko has confirmed some concerning news for Red Bull fans. Despite showing promising speed in the early laps, issues primarily related to tire performance impacted their race strategy, leaving them wanting more. Marko stated, "The first stops, the tires were gone," underscoring their struggles. Although they aimed to gain an advantage during the second stop, it quickly became apparent that their pace was fading. Adding to the tension, Max Verstappen now finds himself under scrutiny from the FIA following his controversial overtake on Lewis Hamilton at Turn 4. Verstappen expressed his confusion about the investigation, simply stating, "I don't understand it." This uncertainty only amplifies the challenges they face during this crucial phase of the season. With a 4-week gap before the Formula One schedule resumes at Zandvoort, teams are given a moment of respite to regroup and recalibrate their strategies. However, for Red Bull, the focus remains on addressing their tire issues. As Marko emphasized, that shows something is not right, indicating that their competitors may still hold the advantage if these problems aren't resolved quickly. In the midst of speculation, Marko also reassured fans that Verstappen will remain with Red Bull for the 2026 season, quelling any rumors that hinted at a potential move to Mercedes. He expressed relief that discussions surrounding Verstappen joining the Mercedes team had quieted down, attributing this chatter to Toto Wolff's influence. Meanwhile, Kimi Antonelli's candid remarks about lacking confidence in the Mercedes W16 during a recent hotel encounter with Marco raise eyebrows about the rival team's stability as well. So, as the summer break approaches, Red Bull has its work cut out. They must rectify their issues and gear up for the challenges that lie ahead with a renewed focus. How will they respond? That's the question on everyone's mind as we wait for the action to resume. Stay tuned to see how the 2025 season unfolds, as every detail can change the landscape drastically in Formula One. Toto Wolff, the team principal for Mercedes, has made some exciting announcements regarding George Russell's future at the team. He recently confirmed that Russell is definitely staying next season, which is excellent news for fans of the British driver and the Silver Arrows. Although a formal contract extension hasn't been publicly announced just yet, Wolff has assured us that Russell will be with Mercedes until at least 2026. This decision comes amid swirling rumors about Max Verstappen potentially making a switch from Red Bull to Mercedes in the same year. However, Verstappen reaffirmed his commitment to Red Bull recently, quelling any speculation about his future. Throughout the current season, George Russell has been quite vocal about his position with the team. Reports suggest he is on the verge of signing a multi-year extension to his existing contract. Russell has expressed confidence in his place at Mercedes, stating that he has never feared losing my seat. His calm demeanor reflects a broader understanding of the negotiation process, indicating he isn't rushing into any agreements. Russell mentioned, "I want to go on holiday next week and enjoy the break. There is no time pressure from my side, nor from the team's side." This clarity from Wolff comes at an interesting time in the Formula One season. As fans, we've been watching the results unfold and keeping track of the championship standings for both drivers and constructors. After a recent race at the Hungaroring, where Russell showcased his talent by battling past Charles Leclerc for a podium finish, it was evident that he continues to perform well and secure his position within the team. With Russell's prospects looking bright and no major shifts expected in the Mercedes team lineup, fans can look forward to a strong continuity in performance as they head into the next season. Wolff's assurance about Russell's stay bolsters expectations for what's to come in 2026. Stay tuned as we continue to follow developments in the world of Formula One. Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff is confident about George Russell's future with the team. He believes that since joining their junior program, Russell has consistently delivered strong performances. Wolff stated there's no reason to move on without him. When asked specifically about Russell's contract status, Wolff noted that the young driver has always had good cards since 2018, emphasizing that there hasn't been a season where he hasn't excelled. Despite the silence around contract discussions, Wolff reassured that things are progressing internally and fans can look forward to an announcement on the terms soon. Definitely, he's staying, Wolff confirmed, highlighting the strength of the team and Russell's capabilities. In the heat of competition, Russell has also made headlines for his vocal stance on penalties, particularly regarding Charles Leclerc. His on-track rival, Leclerc, criticized Russell's calls during the races, showcasing the tension that can arise in such a high-stakes environment. Meanwhile, reflecting on his recent performance, Russell was disappointed about losing pole position in Hungary due to an error at turn 14. He felt it was within his reach, but acknowledged the mistake cost him dearly. On the flip side, the ongoing contract talks have presented a bit of uncertainty for Russell and his teammate Kimi, as they both express concerns about their futures. Finally, Max Verstappen has added to the mix with comments about Mercedes, playfully referencing that if his boat is alongside Wolff's, then there's certainly some intrigue surrounding their strategic moves. The dynamics within the paddock remain ever evolving, and as we look ahead, fans are excited to see how these narratives play out in the season ahead. So, keep your engines revving because the drama and excitement of Formula One are only just beginning to unfold.